So just a quick update on the 52 Ford. Finally got the rear end. Took some effort to get. The first time they shipped me a 11.5 inch, and we finally got the 10.5 inch locking differential that we're going to use. It's out of an 06 Silverado 2500 HD. It was single rear wheel, but we're going to put adapters and we're going to still be able to run duals on it. We were hoping to have it last Friday, so we could have got it put in over the weekend, but it's Monday night now. It came here today. We did have it in this weekend. We did a little bit of the welding and grinding on the fenders. And so without the rear end being here, we pushed it back outside. And now that I have this, I'm going to start taking it apart and getting the pieces fitted for the air suspension so we can stick it back under next week. Got the engine up in a stand. We picked up this Gen 5 big block. It's really clean inside. Good compression throughout the cylinders. I don't see anything that we're going to have a problem with this. So ordered an intake carburetor and a bunch of other goodies, and so that's where we're at on it. Hopefully this weekend we can have the air suspension completed. I'm actually gonna take you outside and show you how high the front end goes up. We got it, the airbags in the front, so we'll do that now. All right, so here it is, we're outside. I don't know, you can see the ground clearance now. You know, wheels completely out of the wheel well. Obviously the rear is still down. We just used a Schrader valve to fill the airbag up. But yeah, it lifts quite a bit. There's quite a bit of height on it, so should be pretty cool. Not to mention the wait till you see it with the exhaust pipes on it. These are some, I think they're either a 5 or a 6 inch stack off of a semi that we're gonna use for the exhaust. So it's gonna be one cool truck. Hopefully this weekend we get a lot done. I have the rear end hanging here. I'm gonna pull the cover, inspect the gears, make sure they're good, get rid of the calipers off of it for right now because I don't need them at the moment. And then we're gonna install the plate that holds the upper control arms onto the rear end. So I got it torn down to inspect it, and gear looks pretty good. Not terribly dirty. I mean, they cleaned it, obviously. The inside of the cover's spotless. We roll it over here to a spot where it wasn't cleaned. You can see it's got some dirt on it, but overall I'd say that's in good shape. The posse's in good shape. This axle seal maybe just starting to get damp. This one over here was for sure leaking. We got oil in here, and the brake shoes have a coating on them. So one thing that's really nice about going to this new style axle is it actually comes with the drain plug on it, because when I get the cover put back on with the bracket, it's gonna be really difficult to change the oil. And this way, all you have is a plug right here. And so we could probably change the oil a couple times on it and keep an eye and make sure there's no metal or anything in it when we finally get to use it. Well, here's a little bit of the airbag kit review. So we've had these parts sitting inside the garage for probably a month, and when we got them, this paint was actually attached, just to show you how shitty of a job they did painting this stuff. You can see it's like rusting right through. Perfect for us, because we're actually going for the rusted look. But before I go to put this plate on, I went ahead and I ground down all the paint, because if I'm gonna have to seal gear oil in here, I don't want rust underneath it and the paint blistering and end up with a leak because I sealed the paint and not the actual metal. So I cleaned both sides. I'm gonna wire brush the diff cover a little bit more, and then I'll use like Permatex Right Stuff to seal this bracket in between the cover and the housing. And this gives me my 2 mounts for my triangulated 4-link mounted on top of the differential, which is why I had to have the 10.5 inch, because we had already ordered these parts. So, but yeah, as far as the no weld bolt-in kit, if you see the previous video, the first cross member that I actually installed in the truck, I had to cut it in 2 different places and weld it back together. So no welding required is kind of a joke. And as far as the paint quality on their stuff, it's not good. With that being said, these are very inexpensive parts compared to some kits that are many thousands of dollars. I don't even remember the exact price of this kit, but it was not very much to get all of the plates, the control arms, the airbags, everything. You'll see it all once it's in. But I just wanted to kind of show, if you do one of these, I think it's a good idea, if you use this stuff, to get their paint off of it before you try sealing the gasket. And I just wanted to say that, so. All right, so I used Right Stuff from Permatex. Works great. You just hopefully never have to take it off again, because it makes a pretty permanent seal. It's a lot thicker than your normal silicone, but I have my plate sandwiched in here. I left myself a note because the bolts are definitely not long enough to be able to hold any kind of torque on this. The top mount is now on the differential here. I don't know if I can flip it up so you can see here. It sits on top of the housing like that, sticks up quite a bit. May kind of be up a little higher than we were hoping. Once we get the C-notch in there, we may be raising the bed up a little bit higher in the middle than we thought we were gonna. Still have no idea what we're gonna do for our box yet, but just thought I'd show you where we were at.